Want to know why? Ask how. Howard the Humongous. We have to get this device started. We have a serious problem. America is living in two separate worlds. On Wednesday, the New York Times did something highly unusual. It published an op-ed from an anonymous high official whose words were music to the ears of those who hate Donald Trump. The op-ed criticized the president as a menace to the health of our republic and a threat to our democratic institutions. Trump, the op-ed said, outright attacks the conservative ideals of free minds, free markets, and free people. Yes, the author said Trump attacked conservative values at their core. Added the anonymous member of the Trump team, senior officials will privately admit that they're in their daily disbelief at the commander-in-chief's comments and actions. Trump's decisions, claims the anonymous official, are half-baked, ill-informed, and occasionally reckless. Adds the anonymous author, the president is blindly pro-Russian, and the timing of this op-ed gives its accusations an astonishing bite. They back up the picture of Trump's that's appeared in 3 books. The 9-month-old book by Michael Wolff, Fire and Fury, Omarosa's 3-week-old book, Unhinged, and a book due to come out this coming week, that has been making headlines since Tuesday, Bob Woodward's Fear. All 3 of these books back the anonymous New York Times picture of a man of impulse who changes his mind hour by hour, has no principles, no fixed principles, does not cotton to democracy, loves dictators, couldn't care less about NATO, and is profoundly ignorant. To the left, Donald Trump is unfit to be president and is a danger to everything America stands for, including America's national security. But those who love Trump, the key line, for those who love Trump, the key line is one that appeared in internal White House emails over the last 24 hours. Quote, "The sleeper cells have awoken." To those who love Trump, the president is on a mission to redeem America, and he is succeeding. Look at America's most recent quarterly growth rate, the highest quarterly growth rate in 10 years. Okay, now Trump and his followers like to give the impression that it's the highest in history, and Trump's economic hot streak is actually the tail end of a record-breaking bull market whose first 7 years were under the Barack Obama administration. And this is not, by any means, the highest growth rate in history. What's worse, because of Trump's trade war, our trade deficit has hit its highest level in 10 years. But to a Trump loyalist, Trump is right. We are experiencing the beginning of the greatest economic boom ever. What's more, Trump is cutting through the tangle of regulations, remaking taxes, and beefing up the military. Even the New York Times anonymous official admits that. To a Trump lover, Trump came to Washington to drain the swamp, and the swamp is fighting back. In fact, the swamp is doing worse. It is trying to pull off a coup. It is trying to do with a massive smear what it couldn't do at the ballot box. It is trying to drive Donald Trump, America's savior, out of office. What's worse, turncoat Democrats in the FBI and the Justice Department are part of this plot to unseat Trump. People like Andrew McCabe, Bruce Orr, and former CIA Chief John Brennan are in on the scheme. Journalists like Michael Wolff and Bob Woodward are part of it too. Special investigator Robert Mueller is in on it. So is the Trump deserter Omarosa. Shadowy globalists like George Soros are financing this whole plot. And the Clintons are somehow, somewhere in the background, using their vast network to unseat a legitimately elected president. The Tea Party believes that this ring of conspirators should be locked up. And earlier today, Trump tweeted his word for these Trump destroyers: traitor. Meanwhile, Fox News and other members of the pro-Trump media are speculating that the writer of the New York Times op-ed is an Obama holdover, or worse, a mere intern. But a lot of this leads to a big question, a really big question. Who is right? Are the Trump liberals on target? Is Donald Trump so unstable, so tempestuous, and so ignorant that he is unfit to be President of the United States and should be ejected from office via the 25th Amendment? which provides for dumping a president who is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office? Is Trump a threat to the Republic, the Constitution, and the nation? Or is there another threat, an entirely different threat? The threat of a secretive anti-Trump cabal, a deep state swamp controlled by international globalists? The answer to that question could determine the fate of the American nation. This is Howard the Mungus speaking to you from the future. It's your job and my job to make. Or, want to know why? Ask how. And now for that, oh, so difficult to find. I think it's there. I think I found it. Little off button.